Hi, Helen from crystalsandcrochet.com here. Welcome to part 4 of the Octagonical. We are going to be working rounds 53 through to 64. So this section here. Okay, if you want to see full photographs of how the blanket is looking, then go to my website for part 4, where you'll need to go to download the PDF to follow along with this video tutorial. Okay, so round 53, really super simple round to start with. You're going to join with a standing single crochet in any stitch, and you are then going to single crochet in the next 503 stitches. Okay, so it's a total of 504, and what I would recommend is that you place a stitch marker, say every 25 stitches, just to help you with your stitch count. Okay, so it's just a single crochet in every stitch around. When you come back to the beginning here, join to that standing single crochet with a slip stitch. Okay, round 54. To begin with, we've got a hint that tells us to make our puff stitches to the height of a double crochet. If you are working with the Harmony or Peace yarn packs, then at the end you will join with a slip stitch. If you are working with the Balance yarn pack, that's the rainbow one, you will fasten off and secure your ends at the end of this. Okay, so chain 1, single crochet in the same stitch. Okay, and then we've got a fairly simple repeat. Chain 3, skip the next 2 stitches, puff stitch to the height of a double crochet. So remember, let go your tension so that it's easy to just lift the yarn up to the height of a double crochet. Through, chain 1 to close, 1, 2, 3, skip 2, single crochet. Okay, that's literally our repeat. So again, 1, 2, 3, skip 2, puff stitch, 1, 2, 3 and 4, through, chain 1 to close, 1, 2, 3, skip 2, single crochet. Okay, you're going to do that 84 times in total. When you get back round to here, you're going to have a puff stitch, chain 3, skip 2, and then join to that first single crochet, as I said, with a slip stitch if you're using the Harmony or Peace yarn packs, and fasten off and secure if you're using the Balance yarn pack. Round 55, again we've got a hint to work our puff stitches into the V of the single crochet to stop it stretching. Okay, so we're going to make a starting, oops, hold on, I've got a loop caught on my yarn there, that's it. I'm going to make a starting V-stitch, so pull up a loop to the size of a double crochet, yarn over, and then rather than going under the top loops, what you're going to do is split the stitch and go through the V. I'll be able to show you better on the next one. Okay, up to the height of a double, 3 and 4. Okay, fasten off with a chain 1 as normal. If you are working with the balance yarn pack, then you are going to join with a beginning puff stitch. Chain 2, and then, actually let me zoom in a weeny bit. Okay, going to single crochet into the closing chain 1. So as you look at your puff stitch, these loops, okay, these loops to the side here, that is the actual loops of the puff stitch, and that sits on top, that is the closing chain 1. Okay, so single crochet into the closing chain 1. Okay, so you can see, if you stretch it up, you can see that that is the closing chain 1. Chain 2, and then let's see if I can go a little bit closer still for you. Okay, so with our single crochet, we're going to go in here if we're going to make a normal stitch, but what we're going to do is split the V. Okay, so at the bottom you've got 2 strands that come down here, and what you're going to do is go straight into the middle there. So I'm going to see if I can do this without, with being this close up. Okay, so normal puff stitch, yarn over, split the V. So just push through. Okay, so you can see that it's between the V. Up to the height of a double crochet as normal. 3 and 4. Okay, now if I pull on that quite a bit, you can see it's lifting this single crochet from below, but what it's not doing is stretching that one. Okay, so what it will do is it will just keep everything neater and slightly lower down. Okay, let's come back out. Okay, so it's chain 2, single crochet into the closing chain 1, chain 2, puff stitch into the V of the single crochet. And you'll have 2 loops on either side, so don't just split the stitch and go through just one loop. 2, 3 and 4. If you do make the puff stitches into the normal top loops, you can, it's not going to hurt, but if I just show you again, when you split the stitch, let me zoom in again. Okay, you can see that you've got 2 strands there, and then if I just twist that round the other way, you've also got 2 strands there. So make sure that you're going right into the middle and not just through that one loop there. Okay, make sure you go right into the middle, 2 loops either side of your hook. And as I say, the idea is just basically so that as you continue around, you're not dragging up on these stitches. Okay, so everything is really neat and compressed all the way around. Okay, so go ahead and do that a total of 84 times. So you'll have a puff stitch through each single crochet, and you'll have a single crochet in the closing chain 1 of each puff stitch with chain 2s in between. Okay, so that is what we get when it's all stretched out. All the way round, join to the closing chain 1 of the beginning puff stitch. Okay, so into that closing chain 1 with a slip stitch. Okay, round excuse me, round 56, we're going to chain 1 and single crochet in the same stitch. That is the closing chain 1 of that first puff stitch, and then we've got a very, very simple repeat. We're going to make 2 single crochet in the chain 2 space, single crochet in the next stitch, 2 single crochet in the next chain 2 space, single crochet in the closing chain 1 of the puff stitch. Okay, and you're just going to carry on like that all the way around. Again, you might want to use some stitch markers to help you with your count, but you will have 504 single crochets in total. Okay, so once you've gone all the way around, 84 repeats, omit the last single crochet on the last repeat, and join to the first single crochet, fasten off and secure your ends. Okay, so just keep going all the way around, and once you've done this round, your work will lay flat, because we did almost too many increases here to allow for the fact that we've got no increases in this band. Okay, so your work will now lay flat, plus you'll see where we made that last lot of puff stitches into the V of the single crochet. It stops it all stretching. Okay, round 57. Incredibly simple round. Join with a standing double crochet in any stitch and double crochet in the next 503 stitches. Okay, so again, use your stitch markers, make sure that your stitch count is correct, because it's with simple rounds like this that you can very easily make a mistake by skipping a stitch or adding an extra one in where it shouldn't be. Okay, so a total of 504 double crochet. Once you get all the way back round to the beginning, join to that standing double with a slip stitch. Okay, round 58, we have a hint to place a stitch marker in the last stitch of each repeat to help us with our stitch count. So we're going to chain 3 and double crochet in the same stitch. Okay, so that double crochet becomes the last stitch of our last repeat. So we are going to double crochet in the next 27 stitches and then 2 double crochet in the next. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, let's fast forward, 26 and 27. Okay, let's just double check that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 7. Yep, and then 2 in that next one. Okay, so double crochet in 27, 2 double crochet in the next one, mark the second double crochet, and keep going all the way round till you get right back to the beginning. Join to the top of the chain 3 with a slip stitch. Okay, round 59, again just a little hint, place a stitch marker in the last stitch of each repeat just to help you with the stitch count. Okay, so we're going to chain 3. That counts as a double crochet, and we're then going to double crochet in the next 13 stitches. 2, 3, 12 and 13. Okay, so I'll repeat this time. We're only going to do 9 times. So it's 2 double crochet in the next stitch, and then double crochet in the next 57. So again, you may want to use extra stitch markers, maybe every sort of 20 stitches, 25 stitches, something like that, just to help with your stitch count, because as I say, you're only going to increase 9 times. You've got this repeat 9 times. Okay, so it's 2 double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next 57 stitches 9 times. On the last repeat, you're going to omit the last 14 stitches. When you do get all the way around here, join to the top of the chain 3, fasten off and secure your ends. Okay, round 60, time to make some pretty flowers. Okay, so first of all, a hint: when closing through all loops, do not pull tightly and keep your chains relaxed. So again, the chain 8 that we're going to make in between each of these daisies, flowers, need to be kept relaxed. Although at the moment your work will be very, very slightly wobbly. If you make your chains too tight, it will make it cup and buckle more. Okay. So here we go. We're going to join with a slip stitch in any stitch. Okay, doesn't matter which, all these stitch markers can come out now as well. Okay, so let's just go with a slip stitch in there. Okay, we're going to chain 3, and that counts as your first partial treble. And you're going to make 2 more partial treble in the same stitch. Okay, so yarn over twice, into the same stitch, grab a loop, through 2, through 2, yarn over twice, in, pull up a loop, and through 2, and through 2. So that's almost like a 3 treble cluster. However, we're not going to stop there. We are going to skip the next 2 stitches, and then we're going to repeat this in the next stitch. Okay, so skip 2 and 3 partial trebles in the next stitch. 1, 2, up, and 1, 2. Okay, so we've got 6 partial trebles now. catching stitch markers on my yarn. Skip the next 2 stitches and make the 3rd petal in the next stitch. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so it's a lot of loops on your hook, but you should have plenty of room to get them all on there. Okay, so you have got 9 loops. Okay, yarn over, pull through all of those loops, but remember, as you form that chain 1, make sure that your stitches are all nicely spread out and they're not yanked together and bunched tight, because when we make the second half of the daisies, you're going to work into that eye. Okay, you then want to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, keep it nicely relaxed, basically so that your chains, hang on if I can just pull that out, your chains are the same size as your normal top loops of your stitches. Okay, then our repeat is basically to skip the next 2 stitches, and then we're going to make 3 partial trebles. 1, 2, 3, skip the next 2, 1, there's the second one and the third one. Oops, some more yarn. Skip 2 and the last 3 . In there. Okay, so we've got 3 petals, we've got 2 skipped in between where we've got the chain 8, and then we've got 3 partial trebles, skip 2, 3 partial treble, skip 2, 3 partial, put my teeth back in, partial treble. Okay, and you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 loops on your hook this time. Okay, yarn over, pull through all of them and close with a chain 1. Okay, and make sure that everything's nice and loose and isn't bunched up. Okay, and then you're just going to repeat that. Chain 8, skip 2, and then make the 3 petals as we've done there. Okay, you're going to go around and you are going to do that. Oops, hang on, find the page on my PDF. You are going to do that 59 times, I believe. Yeah, so you'll have 59 daisies and 59 chain 8 spaces. Okay, once you have gone all the way round, you're going to join in the closing eye, the closing chain 1 of that first daisy with a slip stitch. Okay, round 61. Okay, so we're going to make the top half of the daisies now. So we're going to make a beginning 3 treble cluster into the eye of this first daisy. Okay, so for a beginning 3 treble cluster, we need to chain 3. That counts as our first partial treble. Then yarn over twice, in, pull up a loop and through 2 twice, and again through 2 twice, and then through all 3 loops. We're going to chain 3, and then we're going to make another 3 treble cluster into the eye of the same daisy. Okay, so through 2 twice, and for a third time through all 4 loops. Now we're going to do that twice. Okay, so chain 3 and then make another 3 treble cluster. Okay, through 2 twice, again through 2 twice, and again through 2 twice, and then through all 4 loops. Okay, so we've got 3 treble clusters and 2 chain 3 spaces. Okay, we are then going to single crochet into the next chain 8 space. Okay, and then in the next the eye of the next daisy, again we're going to 3 treble cluster and then chain 3 treble cluster twice. Okay, so into the eye, 1, 2 and 3. More yarn. Okay, through all 4 loops, chain 3. Don't worry if your first loop stretches, that will all be covered up in the next round. Through 2 twice, through 2 twice, through 2 twice, through all of them. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, single crochet in the chain 8 space and carry on. Okay, so it will look a little bit sort of wonky to begin with. Don't worry too much, because in the next round we're going to fill in these holes and stabilize everything and make it look all really pretty. Okay, so single crochet in the chain 8 space, and then in the eye of the next daisy 3 treble cluster, and then chain 3 treble cluster twice. So you'll have 3 treble clusters and 2 chain 3 spaces as the top half of each daisy. Okay, round 62 we are going to join with a standing front post single around the last cluster of any daisy. Okay, so as you make the stitches around the clusters, make sure that you don't catch that chain. Okay, so just around the cluster, front post single. Okay. Okay, working in front of the chain 8, we're going to double treble in the first skipped stitch of round 59. So these are our 2 skipped stitches down here from round 59. So double treble, yarn over 3 times into the stitch, and make sure that you are in front of the chain, so you will need to just fold your work over slightly. Okay, so double treble, single crochet in the single crochet, and then double treble in the second skipped stitch. Okay, so a double treble is yarn over 3 times, and then you're going to pull through two loops 4 times. Okay. Front post single around the next stitch, that's your cluster, so again make sure that you don't catch that chain space. And then 3 single crochet in the chain 3 space, and we're going to do that twice. So front post around the cluster, 3 single. And then finish with another front post again, making sure that you don't catch that chain in there. Okay, so that is our repeat. So don't worry that all your daisies are flopping all over the place, because once you've done this, this gets them all neatly in place. Okay, so double treble, working in front of the chain, so you're not working over the chain, these stitches are separated. Double treble into the skipped stitch, single into the single, double treble into the second skip stitch, then front post single around the cluster, 3 single crochet in the chain 3 space, you're going to do that twice, and then you finish with a front post single around the cluster, but make sure excuse me, make sure you don't catch that chain in there. Okay, so 59 times all the way round, and then once you get all the way back to this standing front post single, join there, fasten off and secure your ends. Round 63. Okay, we are going to join with a beginning popcorn in a single crochet between any 2 double trebles. Okay, so that's any of these single crochets between the double trebles. Okay, so start with either a chain 3 or a standing double crochet, and then you're going to make 4 you're going to make 4 more double crochet, so you've got a total of 5 for your popcorn. 4 and 5. Pull up into the first stitch, back into the loop, pull forward and chain 1 to close. Okay, then our repeat is chain 1, skip the next 2 stitches, so that's the double treble and the front post single. You're then going to single crochet in the next 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay, chain 1, skip the next 2 stitches, so that's the front post single and the double treble, and then popcorn into the single crochet between the double trebles. Okay, so your popcorn is 5 double crochet, pull up into the first stitch, back into the loop, chain 1 to close. Okay, so really simple. Chain 1, skip the 2 stitches, single crochet in 7, chain 1, skip the 2 stitches at the end, so it's your front post single and your double treble both times, and then your popcorn sits in the single crochet between the 2 double trebles. 5, 6 and 7. Okay, so just go ahead, work all the way round. Once you get back to the beginning, join to your beginning beginning popcorn, fasten off and secure your ends. And round 64. This is the last round of part 4. So we're going to join with a standing front post double around any popcorn. Okay, so right around the popcorn with a standing front post double crochet. Okay, double crochet in the next chain 1 space and double crochet in the next stitch, so that's the first of your single crochets, half double in the next 2, single in the next one. Okay, so that's the 4th of the 7 singles. Then you're going to half double in the next 2, double in the next one, double in the chain 1 space, and front post double around your popcorn. Okay, so that's your repeat, nice and simple. Just do another one. Double in the chain 1 space, double in the next stitch, 2 half doubles, 1, 2, a single, 2 half doubles, 1, 2, double in the last single crochet, double in the chain 1 space, front post double around the popcorn. Okay, so go ahead and do that. You've got 59 repeats altogether. Join to the standing front post double. Once you've come all the way round, join to that standing front post double, fasten off, secure your ends and work all your ends away, ready for part 5, and I will see you then.